Hi and welcome to our virtual summit, Regeneration. We are having an awesome event lined up. I'm your host, Russell Manning. Let me tell you about some of the speakers that we're going to be having at the host. But first, let's just think about what we're doing. Okay, so regeneration. We know we've got a lot of issues worldwide that we need to deal with. Our planet is suffering because of our actions, and we need to change. We need to regenerate. Many of the problems we might think are global and kind of out of my control, but a lot of the issues actually are local things. We've got local problems, we've got local solutions. You can get involved in local solutions. And once you've got those local solutions, actually you add those together, you've got global solutions. So every single one of us is important. I cannot do this alone. You cannot do this alone. We do this together. We're co-creating a regenerative future, and that's exciting. Now, our event is bringing leaders who are living regenerative lives, and they want to share their knowledge, their time with you. Okay, take advantage of this, ask questions in the live sessions. We'll get as many of them answered. So, who's coming? We've got, read my board, we've got Maura Lorenzo. He's a mammal, which means a spiritual leader from here in the Sierra Nevada where I live in Colombia. And he's an indigenous culture. So a different way of thinking from the Occidental culture. And so he communicates directly with the planet, and he'll be able to share insights which will literally blow your mind if you're not familiar with some of the teachings of other cultures. We've got Jono from Australia. He's an expert in online marketing. So if you've got a regenerative business and you want to launch online, listen to his course. He's going to give you some really interesting, information that's going to get you boosted. We've got MP, a French-Canadian lady currently living in Vancouver, where she's building an urban food forest. She's also got projects in East Africa and a history of regenerative clothing brand. We've got Katie, who's going to be teaching us some yoga. So maybe during the day in the session, you might, energy goes down a little bit when you're talking on your computer, and afterwards you need to have a boost. So getting some yoga during the day. We've got Pungi, who's a man from Indonesia. He's in Sumatra, and he's into conservation. He's got some beautiful pictures of the animals and the flora and fauna of that part of the world. So he's going to share you his story. And just next to there, we've got in Bali, we've got Punki, who's doing breathing exercises. So in this world where we've been encouraged to cover up at the moment with face masks, actually breathing when you're socially distanced, of course, without your mask is important. So Punki is going to give us some breathing techniques that will help us regenerate our bodies. And we've also got David, who is French, now living in Israel, and he works with hypnotherapy and reggae music to do a regenerative trance. Sounds fascinating and really interesting. Looking forward to that one. We've got Ben, who is working with the computer. He works with drones, LIDAR, so doing mapping, taking mapping to a new level, so we can actually map really big areas of our planet very quickly and find ways that we can regenerate them. Really important stuff. And he works with a lot of other permaculture designers, such as Jeff Lawton. So Jeff Lawton is really an amazing teacher. He's my teacher for permaculture, and he's got over 30 years experience of permaculture design and teaching, and he's going to be with us as well. So excited. And he's going to be working with Ben during the presentation, explaining how they're using Ben's technology to actually be much more effective with permaculture design on a big scale. So rather than just a little project, we're looking at expanding our regenerative work worldwide very quickly. We've got Luby from United Kingdom. She's an author of permaculture, and she's going to be sharing her work on people care. So very exciting. And we've got Chris, a friend of mine here in Colombia, and he works in off-grid solar panel systems. So he's going to give you some information that you can help to design your off-grid solar panel system. Bjorn, originally from Belgium, again living close to me in Colombia. He works at designing composting toilets. So his talk will be about removing maybe some of those ideas you might have about composting toilets and giving you some designs that you can actually use anywhere in the world to actually have sexy composting toilets. And we've also got Maura Gamble from Australia, and she's another world famous permaculture designer. Now she's working with permaculture education with the youth. Again, everybody, our generation needs to be involved here. So young people, so important. So her work is going to be working with the youth. And then we've got Matthew Cook from UK. He works in finance and he finances regenerative companies, getting them finance, etc. So again, really important work. And Nico from Spain, he's working in urban settings. So, those small grow spaces in the city. So he's got solutions that people can use to get, fresh food in the city. So important, right? So many of us live in the cities. And we've got Selina from Kenya. She's a Maasai tribal person. She's one of the first girls in her tribe to be educated. So she's brought permaculture design to her culture. She's changing some of the ideas of her culture, which she doesn't like. She's doing some really amazing work. We've got Lorena from Colombia, and she works with conscious cooking, right? We all eat every single day. I do, several times. And we need to be aware of what we're eating, right? You are what you eat is the expression. So having conscious food, thinking about how we can actually improve our energy, where we're getting our food from, so we're not supporting destructive agricultural ideas, is very important. And we've got Mike Hogg from the USA, again another really important permaculture designer, and he's going to be working with us on transformative ideas in education and employment. Naming some of the concepts available to you. And we've got Sandrine, my partner. She's a life coach, and she's going to help remove some of those limiting ideas that we may have through our culture, our education. And if we remove those ideas, remove those roadblocks, suddenly the future ahead of us is so much easier. We can just kind of explode and become so much more effective. And we've also got Avram. Avram, he's the project manager of Sadhana Forest, the founder of Sadhana Forest in India, which is reforestation, it's people building, people growing people and forests. And he's also got a project in Haiti and Kenya. Wow, what a lineup. But it's not going to be anything unless you're there, unless you're interacting. And that's really, also another important thing. We're social animals, right? And it's something that we do so well. So we've got the Facebook group. I want you interacting. You can network with each other. You find your next business partner, a good friend, on our Facebook group, which is Our Permaculture World. Join it today. During the live events, you'll be able to ask questions. If you haven't already registered, go ahead and register on our summit webpage, which is regeneration.info, and there's a link to the summit setup. It's all going to be hosted on Zoom, a word I wasn't familiar with last year, but suddenly everybody's using Zoom now. The world has changed, right? It's all virtual, but it doesn't mean that we can't support each other. Local solutions, global solutions. And when you register, you're going to have three options. You can choose to just register for free and watch the event free live. You're welcome. If you want to purchase the replay, at the moment we've got an early bird discount. Take advantage. The price will go up during the event, and after the event it'll be a higher price. And then we've got a premium package as well, which I've included one of my online permaculture courses. Again, heavily discounted to get everybody involved, give everybody the tools we need to be co-creating this regenerative planet. So get involved, choose whichever package suits you. Okay, support everybody. If you buy the premium package, I'll be planting trees here on my farm in Love Grows in Colombia. So I'll be regenerating a landscape here as well. I'm so excited. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to see you in January 31 at the live event. Register now.